Hello and welcome back to another online session. This is your Simi Miss here with you to lead this online session. In our previous lesson, we have been discussing about the use of punctuation marks. In this class also, we will be discussing about the same topic. These punctuation marks are very important in English language. Make your writing clear, becoming clear with basic punctuation marks in English language. This will allow you to express yourself better in your writing. Punctuation marks will also make your sentences clearer and more understandable to the reader. So dear students, the topic to discuss today is use of punctuation marks, and this lesson is considered as part 2. I want to remind you another thing, that is, if you want to use punctuation marks very perfectly, then you have to use the capital letters in your writing. Whenever you will work with punctuation marks, then it is very important to work with capital letters. So be sincere about the uses of the capital letters also while you are working with the uses of punctuation marks. Right, let's get started. So here are the punctuation marks. So we have already finished comma, semicolon, colon, full stop, exclamation mark, question mark. So in this lesson we will read about apostrophe, quotes, double quotes, and so on. Now let's talk about brackets, braces, and parentheses. Bracket, braces, and parentheses are symbols used to contain words that are further explanations or are considered a group. Brackets are the squared up notations used for technical explanations or to clarify meaning. For example, Mr. Jones was the last person seen at the house. If you remove the information in the brackets, the sentence will still make sense. You see, he was the last person seen at the house. So the sentence is still meaningful. So Mr. Jones, was the last person seen at the house. So here in bracket we have given more informations. Just in this way, if we want to give some more information about the subject, then we use brackets. Braces are used to contain two or more lines of text or listed items to show that they are considered as a unit. They are not commonplace in most writing but can be seen in computer programming. So we can use braces in computer programming. So we can use braces in computer programming to show what should be contained within the same lines. And also they can be used in mathematical expressions, just like here you can see the mathematical terms, right? Parentheses are curved notations used to contain further thoughts or qualifying marks. For example, John and Jane, who were actually half brother and sister, both have red hair. So here we have used this parenthesis to insert the further thoughts of qualifying marks. So here we have used parentheses to express further thoughts. Now let's talk about apostrophe, quotation marks, and ellipses. The final three punctuation forms in English grammar are the apostrophe, quotation marks, and ellipses. Unlike previously mentioned grammatical marks, they are not related to one another in any form. Firstly, here we have apostrophe. An apostrophe is used to indicate the omission of letter or letters from a word, the possessive case or the plurals of lowercase letters. Examples of apostrophe in use include omission of letters from a word. For example, I have seen that movie several times. She wasn't the only one who knew the answer. Okay, so here we can see that here we have used apostrophe to mean the possessive cases. I have seen, possessive case. I have. She wasn't. Right. And also, this apostrophe is used to mean possessive case. Sarah's dog beat the neighbor. Here, Sarah's mean the possessive case. And also, this apostrophe is used in plural for lowercase letters. For example, 6 people were told to mind their P's and Q's. So, in this example, we can see that apostrophe is used in plural for lowercase letters, P's and Q's. Now we have quotation marks. Quotation marks are a pair of punctuation marks used primarily to mark the beginning and end of a passage attributed to another and repeated word for word. They are also used to indicate meanings and to indicate the unusual or dubious status of a word. For example, don't go outside, she said. Single quotation marks are used most frequently for quotes within quotes. Here you see, Mary told teacher, I saw Mark at the playground, and he said that Bill started the fight, and I believed him. So here we can see single quotation marks, and these are also used frequently for quotes within quotes. So ellipsis is one of the punctuation marks. Usually ellipsis is commonly represented by the three periods. It is commonly represented with 3 periods. And also, although it is occasionally demonstrated with 3 asterisks, you can see that 3 asterisks. The ellipsis is used in writing or printing to indicate an omission, especially of letters or words. Ellipses are frequently used within quotations to jump from one phrase to another, omitting unnecessary words that do not interfere with the meaning. Omission of words. She began to count 1, 2, 3, 4 and dot dot dot. Here you can see 3 periods. Okay, until she got to 10, then went to find him. So here this dot or ellipsis is used to indicate omission of words. Within a quotation, when Newton started, an object at rest stays at rest and an object in motion stays in motion. And here you can see ellipses. Here ellipsis is used within a quotation. He developed the law of motion. Students writing research papers or newspapers, quoting parts of speeches will often employ ellipses to avoid copying lengthy text that is not needed. So this is one of the important punctuation marks. So what is the differences between British and American English while using punctuation marks? Here you can see this dot symbol, and this is called a full stop in British English and a period in American English. So these exclamation marks, so this symbol is called an exclamation mark in British English and exclamation point in American English. So these bracket symbols are called brackets in British English and parentheses in American English. And you can see the sign. So these symbols are called square brackets in British English and brackets in American English. The position of quotation marks. So you can see joy means happiness. So this is quotation marks. Joy means happiness. Okay. So these are the uses of quotation marks. The punctuation for abbreviations. In British English, these abbreviations are used like this, without dot or a period. But in American English, you have to put dot and also comma. Right. So we can summarize our lesson like this. Full stop used at the end of a sentence. Quotation mark used at the end of an interrogative sentence to form a question. Comma used to denote a pause in a sentence. Used to denote shock, surprise, anger, or raised voice. Exclamation mark. Quotation mark is used to show that someone else has said it. So colon used to indicate what is to follow next. Semicolon is used to link two independent clauses. Apostrophe is used to show possession or for construction of word. So this hyphen is used to glue words together, right? Slash is used to separate letters, numbers, or words. Ellipsis mark used to separate items in a series. And round brackets, finally this round brackets is used to add extra information in a sentence. Dear students, here you have some home tasks. There are 10 errors in the use of punctuation marks in the following text. Rewrite the text correcting the errors. So the first one is, a conversation between a teacher and a student. Excuse me, sir, I want to discuss with you some grammatical problems. And number 2, you have cut off your hair as Jim. Okay, so number 3, Jerry, I can chop some wood today. So a conversation between the writer and Jerry. Number 4, Sajid, hurrah, we have won the match. Okay, number 5, a conversation between a student and a teacher. Excuse me, sir, may I come in? The teacher, yes, come in. And number 6, the traveler said to the peasant, can you tell me the way to the nearest inn? So dear students, try to do it by yourself. So that's all for today. Take care. Thanks to you all.